Hi, this is Shelby Morrison, music historian, resident Rebel Girl, and VP of Curatorial Operations at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're listening to Into the Vault, a mini podcast within a podcast where I get to nerd out about an artifact inspired by Kathleen Hanna's conversation in the main podcast, Music Makes Us. The idea for this podcast actually came from a museum exhibit called Revolutionary Women in Music, Left of Center. And with Into the Vault, we want to bring this exhibit to you. One cool thing about the museum is that we are constantly rotating and refreshing the artifacts we have on exhibit, so there is always something exciting to come see and experience. Even in our temporary exhibits, we still like to keep things fresh. Today, I am very excited to talk about two special pieces that were recently installed in the Revolutionaries exhibit. A quintessential B-52s wig worn by Kate Pierson, as well as her dress from the 1992 music video for the song Good Stuff. Last week, in the second episode of Music Makes Us, Kathleen sat down with Taylor of Amyl and the Sniffers. In the episode, Amy revealed that when the band started out, they took a lot of inspiration from the B-52s.
When we first started, we wanted to sound like the B-52s, but none of us could play instruments or sing. We were going to call ourselves the 121s, but it turned out like this.
The original lineup of the B-52s consisted of Kate Pierson, Fred Schneider, Cindy Wilson, Ricky Wilson, and Keith Strickland. And from the beginning, their connection was cosmic. The band came together almost instantly following their first meetup, which famously included sharing a flaming volcano drink at a Chinese restaurant in Athens, Georgia. After which, they held an impromptu jam session and bonded over love of retro culture. The B-52s aren't the only band to come out of Athens. It became a bit of a hub for new wave, alternative, and indie musicians. The Indigo Girls, Drive-By Truckers, Pylon, Neutral Milk Hotel, and 2007 inductees REM all started in Athens, Georgia, just to name a few. But the B-52s were the first to get international acclaim. The band's shared passion for all things retro drove the creative vision right from the start with their 1979 self-titled debut album. The funky rock and roll tracks had the groove of hits from 15 years earlier. They even end the album with a cover of Petula Clark's 1964 single, Downtown. The kitschy, mid-century modern album cover stays on theme, depicting the band in solid, paper doll-like outfits, with Kate and Cindy sporting comically large hairdos. This voluminous hair was not only a fashion statement, but also the B-52's namesake. Although a B-52 is a Boeing-made bomber airplane that launched in the 1950s, it is also another name for the beehive hairstyle, given the hairdo's resemblance to the bomber's nose. Kate's wig that we have on display at the museum is the classic B-52 hairstyle that became the band's iconic look. When Kate sent the wig, she mentioned she had it freshened up, and when we took the wig out of the box, it was still wet with hairspray. The wig is dyed a vibrant red to match Kate's hair color, and until it dried, when you touched it with the white gloves we wear to handle the artifacts, the gloves would stick to the wig. Kate Pierson is still known for her eclectic and outrageous fashion sense, both on and off stage. The blue sequined gown that accompanies the beehive wig is also a staple of her signature style, combining the strange and unusual with the glamorous and chic. Designed by a friend of Kate's, the gown is a cascade of sparkling sequins with shiny circles connected by a nearly invisible mesh, giving the illusion that they're floating right on Kate's skin. It's beautiful and fabulous. Her towering beehive wigs, electric dresses, and bold presence became synonymous with the B-52's playful, boundary-pushing style. Even though Amyl and the Sniffers don't sound much like the B-52s, similar to Kate Pierson, Amy brings a hyper-feminine style to her performances, using her hair, makeup, and fashion as an extension of her art.
It's so fun to dress up. And in a world where you can't really express yourself in so many different ways and there's so many limits and so much repression, it's so fun to just be able to choose exactly what you wear and how you wear it. And it's always kind of something that a lot of blokes have been like, oh, it's silly and stuff to be costumey and dress uppy and fashiony, but I think it's just so fun and I just love it. And it's my way of like getting my little corner of the green room or getting the little corner of my life and going, this little thing is mine. Like I get to be bloody dressed up and have sick hair and like the makeup that I choose and all of that stuff. Because it's creative as well. Even picking your outfit, like, you know, putting it all together, it's getting to flex your creativity every single day.
Kate Pierson wore this dress at the 1991 Grammy Awards, where she and 2025 Rock Hall inductee Cyndi Lauper presented the award for Best Hard Rock Performance to Living Color. Not one to waste a good outfit on just one appearance, she also wore the dress in the B-52s' Good Stuff music video in 1992. Good Stuff marked a career milestone for the B-52s. It was their first chart-topping single since the monumental success of their album, Cosmic Thing, proving that the band was still a force to be reckoned with in popular music. The music video for Good Stuff was an underwater, foam-filled dance party, complete with mermaids, trapeze artists, and even RuPaul. Here's a fun Queen fact. This is not the only B-52s music video that RuPaul is in. RuPaul also appears as a dancer in the Love Shack music video from 1989. The video was the first national exposure for the then little-known drag queen who had moved to New York City from Atlanta and would go on to win 14 Emmys, a Tony, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The band invited all of their friends to join them on set to create the party atmosphere to match the song. And you can see RuPaul shimmy and shake down a Soul Train-inspired dance line as the band plays in the background. The B-52's friendship with RuPaul came full circle in 2017 when they appeared as guest judges on an episode of Season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race. For nearly 50 years, vocalist and multi-instrumentalist Kate Pierson has brought a distinct sense of whimsy and electric energy to audiences worldwide. As a founding member of the B-52s, Pierson helped pioneer the genres of new wave and dance rock, ushering in an era of camp, the likes of which were foreign to the music industry. With Pierson, the B-52s garnered 3 Grammy nominations and 2 MTV Video Music Awards. Through the band's messaging of happiness and love, as well as Pierson's advocacy for marginalized communities, she inherently created a musical haven that celebrates individuality for all those wonderful and weird. Now preserved in Revolutionary Women in Music Left of Center, these pieces stand as a glittering reminder that being wonderfully weird never goes out of style. This has been Into the Vault with me, Shelby Morrison. This was produced by Jocelyn Gonzalez, Morgan Flannery, Yuri Lasordo, and Melanie Wiggins. Next week on Music Makes Us, Kathleen sits down with a very special surprise guest who I'm so obsessed with. Tune in to find out who it is next week on Music Makes Us. See you then.